Hello, welcome back to another day in the arena and another day of what did Wizards mess up this time? And it's a doozy. Today they leaked their own big special product announcement that's supposed to happen 2 days from now, the 26th. They leaked it a few days early. They did it via Discord. The Wizards official Discord server bot actually placed a link to an article a few days before it was supposed to, an article called Jumpstart Historic Horizons. The article was quickly hidden again and hidden away so that you cannot learn about it, but the great, amazing internet, and specifically Fireshoes, Robert Taylor on Twitter, who is one of the best Magic Twitter follows for either sweet deck lists or news or information about the pro scene, metagames, all of this, has immortalized the screenshots of the article for all of us to enjoy. So let's dive right in and read a little bit about this new set that is coming out in just a couple of days. So this says Jumpstart Historic Horizons arrives August 12th. That's not very far. Kind of really nearby to be keeping that a secret. Exclusively on MTG Arena, so it's arena only set. And with it comes hundreds of cards from Modern Horizons, Modern Horizons 2, and more, including 31 new to Magic cards you'll only find in this digital release. What? Okay. First of all, 31 new to Magic cards you'll only find in this digital release. It doesn't mean they won't be printed in paper someday. It does mean they're making cards just for Arena and just for, I assume they will only be historic legal. But, like, guys, that's kind of big. They are making cards just for Magic Arena. These might be cards that were considered too powerful to be released in the set before. It might be just cards from deep in the archive. It might be cards that are getting printed in a few sets down the line. It might kind of forward looking like Abundant Harvest was, but that's still huge news that they're actually going to make cards just for Arena. Modern Horizons and Modern Horizons 2. These are paper only sets that were printed for a format called Modern that is very... It goes back a long ways. If you don't play Paper Magic, or you're new to Paper Magic, or new to Magic in general, you might not know what these are, so I'm going to visit them quickly. You couldn't get them on Magic Arena before. You could get them on Magic Online, which is an older client. They were mostly there to sell booster boxes and change the modern format. And change the modern format, they absolutely did. These sets are... I think that they will always be remembered as being absurdly powerful. Like huge power level sets. I would love to see Eldraine and War of the Spark versus Modern Horizons and Modern Horizons 2. And I think that Modern Horizons and Modern Horizons 2 would win hands down. And that's why these cards generally are not standard legal. I don't know that any of them have been printed into standard legality except for Abundant Harvest, which also went directly to Historic. So I just don't think any of the cards that have ever been made for Modern Horizons or Modern Horizons 2 are standard legal. Maybe they will be someday, but for the most part, when you think of these, you think of extremely powerful sets. So let's keep on going here. If you're familiar with our original Jumpstart release on MTG Arena, you know you select from themed packets to build a deck for play. Jumpstart Historic Horizons ups the fun by introducing an exciting new dynamic to your packet picking and deck building. Now, select card slots in each packet have a chance to be filled with alternate cards that fit the packet theme. This means more possibilities in each pack and more variety for your decks every time you play. I hope that meant something to all of you who played Jumpstart. I played one round of it and really didn't enjoy it, but I will say this. My chief complaint about Jumpstart was that some of the decks and some of the cards in your deck, they were so bad. They were so terrible. And you didn't get to do any deck building, right? So you just wanted to, remove these cards and just be like, I never want to play these cards. And you know what? You can't. Not in Jumpstart. So that was my chief complaint about Jumpstart, was that it's super low power. When you tell me it's going to have Modern Horizons cards, now I'm like, I don't know, that power level might be really high. Also, it sounds like instead of getting the same packs all the time, there's now an RNG element, and you could open some pretty gross cards, or at least some different cards to shake up how your builds go. And Jumpstart, if you never played it, I don't know how to explain it all at once right now, but it is an MTG Arena thing that came out last August and was released in July. So at least some of you may have seen it recently, but it's kind of this weird, like, limited but different product where you just shuffle up and play. No deck building. Where's the fun in that? Anyway. For full details and event information, read What is MTG Arena's Jumpstart Historic Horizons? I'd love to. When are you gonna put that out? Anyway, we're previewing new cards over the coming week. So if you want to be among the first to see what's in the set, check out Where to Find Jumpstart Historic Horizons previews. I would love to check that out too. You can also see what's new with our Jumpstart in the card image gallery. Yep, all of this hasn't been published yet. So we're just kind of stuck with a very small article and a few other shots, like where are the basic lands? The basic lands were a big part of Jumpstart, all kinds of different arts that you could get. And it says that they're not included in the packet list. That's another feature MTG Arena adds to this release. When you play the Jumpstart Historic Horizon events, you'll automatically receive a mix of basic lands based on the packets you chose, balanced for the cost and activated abilities of spells in your packets. Okay. You'll also get some non-basics, which was something that I think also lacked, and you felt the lack of in the last set, like playing the 2-color decks. Non-basics are important. So they're saying we might give you some cycling lands and some dismal backwater. I was kind of hoping that maybe there'd be some broken kind of non-basic lands. I call me a sicko, fetch lands. They just suspended Brainstorm. What if they were just like, and here's fetch lands? Just something to think about. Anyway, they also included this historic packet list, which gives us at least a little glimpse of what's going on. You can see here that there are some of these cards that are going to be in the packet every time, and then down here there is like an odds thing where you get certain cards at certain times. There are 2 brand new, we don't know what they do, cards mentioned here: Ethereal Grasp and Tome of the Infinite. Those cards are going to be some of the new to MTG Arena only cards, and we can only question the power level of a Tome of the Infinite, a card that only appears 1 out of 3 times that you use this specific packet. So that's, who knows what's coming. Burdened Aerialist, however, is the card on this list from Modern Horizons, Modern Horizons 2, actually. And we can check out Burdened Aerialist. This is a 2 and a blue 3/1, and when it enters the battlefield, you create a treasure token, and whenever you sacrifice a token, Burdened Aerialist gains flying until end of turn. So you can get a little bit of a look at the power level. If this were in like standard draft, this would be an absolute all-star. This is a common from Modern Horizons 2, and 3 mana for a 3/1 flyer, like a Brazen Borrower, is already really good for limited. Throw in that you get a treasure, it ramps you. Throw in that when you use that treasure, this card, gets in there. It's also a human pirate, interesting types. You do need a lot of treasures to keep it having flying, but this is a very powerful card for limited, to be really clear. And if this is their idea of a common, you can only wonder what's coming. Modern Horizons 2, like when you look at some of the chase cards from that set, like they're absolutely busted. And Ragavan, if I can pull it up quickly, is one card that I don't know. Ragavan. Let's try this. There it is. Ragavan is an absolute chase mythic from Modern Horizons 2, and if they put this in MTG Arena, it will be like printing money for them and just an absolute format-destroying monster for everybody else. I mean, first of all, mythic, so rip wildcards. I'm not saying they will put this in the set, but what if they do? 1 red, you get a 2/1 legendary. When it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure and exile the top card of their library, and you may cast that card until end of turn. Dash lets you play it for 2 mana instead of 1, but it gains haste. Like, this is one of the best 1-drops of all time. It's reflected in the price. This card came out not that long ago. We're talking about, like, minimum $75 to get your hand on one copy of this card for Modern. If they print this into Modern Horizons 2, it'll be absolutely busted. And trust me, it's not the only one. There are a ton of absolutely crazy cards. This Wizards is showing a willingness here with this announcement to print cards specifically for MTG Arena, specifically for Historic, as well as inject it with really powerful cards that were made originally for paper and MTGO only. And getting more cards into Magic Arena, I am a big fan of. But man, is Historic like the most unstable format ever? It just got completely tossed upside down by the Mystical Archive. 3 different cards were banned or suspended while the Mystical Archive was getting itself worked out for competitive play. And now they're going to inject a ton of Modern Horizons 2, and direct to MTG Arena cards into this format. This is why I like sticking to Standard. I like small formats. I like kind of knowing what's important here or there. I like to kind of master a format, then move on. If you are that much into Historic, get ready, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. I think we're going to know a lot more about Jumpstart Modern Horizons, Jumpstart Historic Horizons. Let's get the name right. Jumpstart Historic Horizons. I think we're going to know a lot more about Jumpstart Historic Horizons in just a few days. But in the meantime, thank you, Wizards. Thanks for leaking this nice little tidbit just a few days early. Can you believe it? Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.